If you are in a friendship right now and you're toying around with the idea that maybe this could have some potential, I don't know. Should you take it to that next level, or should you keep it just strictly in the friend zone? Welcome back to another episode of Way Too Wifey. I am your host, respectfully, Gabby. And in this podcast, we talk all things dating and relationships in this modern day. And if you are new here, hi, I'm Gabby. I'm an online dating coach where I help women go from an anxious attachment style to a more secure attachment style, and in the process, become the most confident versions of themselves. If this sounds like something that you are interested in, if you've ever thought about coaching, wanted to just talk about something, talk through something. Do you know, when I was actually when I was getting out of my relationships in the past, I didn't necessarily want to commit fully to a therapist, or I didn't really understand the whole process of coaching either. But if you just want to book sessions to walk through something that you're going through, I am here for you. I do have an 8-week program that helps anxious attachment become more secure, learn how to set boundaries effectively and stick with them, learns how to stop self-sabotaging, spot the red flags very early on, where to meet people, and how to become the most confident version of yourself. Heal those limiting beliefs that are keeping you stuck into thinking that there's only shit men out there. That is more so the program, but I also do offer 1 sessions if you just want to walk through, because I just remember myself in the past trying to look for like therapists, and I'm like, I don't want to fully commit a lifelong process with this person. Like, that's just not what I'm doing. I'm going through a breakup. I just want someone to process this with. If you just want 1 session, you can book that. I'm here for whatever situation you're going through, whether it's a breakup, whether it's you just want to walk through what's going on in a situationship. By all means, book a call with me. Write in. There's multiple options available. But besides that, I also do offer a book. If you're like, Gabby, I just like to read about things. I want like a self-help book, but I also want some entertainment. Writing this book that had just come out, Way Too Wifey, I'm so tired of every self-help book. Like, I just want a little bit of entertainment. I want a little bit of a story time. That's what I did. I put my own stories in. There's like 8 stories of guys that I've dated or talked to, or situationships that I'm sure that someone can probably relate to in these. But anyway, the book is now on sale. It's on Amazon. It's on the link in my bio. I'll also link it in the description of this episode. So besides that, let's get into the episode, because I am rambling on at this point. I had a recent inquiry. And by the way, guys, if you are a listener of this podcast, if you've been listening to me for a while, I don't always do this, but sometimes people come to me and they're like, hey, can you talk about this topic? And if I've not covered it before, by all means, I am more than willing to make an episode about it. So this is kind of where this is stemming from. Can you talk about like friends to lovers, like the progression, and like I'm dealing with a situation like this right now. So we're going to get into it. I did also want to talk, since it is relevant to this episode, about the Nick Olandria chit chat on Love Island. And if you're not watching Love Island USA this season, or you're like, I don't really care, trust me when I say I'm not gonna like dive too deeply into it. But the Nick Olandria, basically Nick was dating Sierra, another girl, and he was with her pretty much from the start. Olandria was with someone else. That guy that she was coupled up with moved on to someone else, and then she was single and vulnerable from the island. Like, she was about to get dumped at any moment. Sierra had a racial slur online and was pulled out of the villa from production, which left 2 islanders vulnerable, and now they are coupled up together. Give and take. If you watch clips of them, I'm sure you've seen them on TikTok. If you're on TikTok, they started off, they grew this friendship, and then now they're testing it out to see if there's going to be a relationship. My honest opinion as a dating coach, watching this all unfold, I do think their love story is iconic, and like I'm here for it. The thing is, I think they're going to last like maybe a month or 2 outside of the villa, but I don't actually think it's going to last forever. But I will say, the way that they keep coming back together, like this is the second time they were forcefully put together, it is a true love story, because I think the best relationships start off as friendships. I know so many people that are in happy, healthy, successful relationships that started off as just friends. The couples that I look up to in my own life started off as a friendship. And I I think that it truly is the most beautiful types of relationships that you can have, because you already have that foundation. And I truly think that if you're able to have a friendship with someone, that's really what's going to stand the test of time. It's not you have this amazing, crazy, lovely connection and it's so hot and heavy in the beginning. That spark almost always dies out. If you don't have the foundation of the relationship, of the trust, of the open communication, of the both parties being their complete selves, inevitably the relationship will fail if you don't have that foundation. I actually really think it's so beautiful when a friendship blossoms into a relationship. My first relationship started off like this. We were like not BFFs, but we were really close friends in high school. And then we would kind of flirt, but it was more so, it was just like friendly. And I think it wasn't until maybe like a drunken night out at like a shit bar, we're dancing, and then somehow we just ended up kissing. And then we were like, that was kind of wild, wasn't it? But I'm going to also talk about like how to make that transition if you're like, I don't know how to get to that next level, but I do want to take it to that next level with this person. So anyway, that was mine. Get drunk and make out with them. Not kidding, but that is definitely a tactic. I think if you're teetering on the fence of like, should I take this a step further? Should I just leave it as friends? Number one, has this person given you any indication that they might be interested? Is there flirtiness happening? Is there kind of like you both kind of look at each other a weird way and it's like there's that tension? Do you feel like this other person would be receptive to it? Are they dating anyone else? Like there's so many factors that you need to factor in. Ask yourself, is this friendship worth losing if this person doesn't feel the same way? And not necessarily that you'll lose the person, but the dynamics might shift, and that is a real possibility that might happen. And if you're okay with that, I think you do also have to ask yourself the question of me taking this a step further and like shooting my shot or like opening up or saying something or being vulnerable with this person about my feelings towards them. Ask yourself first and foremost, is what I'm losing worth losing out on? If this person, if this friendship that you want to shoot your shot on, if you can see that person with another person and you're completely fine by it and you're like, you know what, they deserve to be happy, whatever, it is what it is, and that won't hurt you as much, then maybe just keep it just as friends. But if you know that deep down, if this person moved on to another person and you missed your shot, your opportunity, your chance of being with this person, then why not take the risk and put yourself out there and make yourself vulnerable to this person? I think realistically, the way that the dating scene is, let's be so realistic, it's not the best. We don't have the best quality people out there. So if you can find a friendship in someone that you now feel a connection with, why not test that out? It's like, it is truly the best way to go about meeting someone, because you already know them. You already know what they're about. You already like them as a person. And truthfully, when I date now, I now put everyone in the friendship box. Everyone is a friend until proven otherwise. I treat everyone as a friend until they work their way out of the friendship box, until they are so clear and so set on me that it is obvious that they want to be with me. You might be like, okay, well, like, do you kiss your friends? Like, yeah, maybe sometimes. Like, why not? It doesn't mean anything. It helps you start seeing the person for who they actually are. Do you even like them as a person, instead of romanticizing the idea of this person that you may potentially walk down the aisle to one day? Start seeing them for who they actually are. And that's why I put everyone in the friend box. Until this man is so loud about me, he knows that he wants a spot in my life and he knows that he wants to step up and get himself out of the friendship box, then everyone that I'm on a date with, anyone that I'm seeing, is a friend until proven otherwise. I'm not taking them so seriously. I just want to see who they are as a person. Like, it's friendship dating. Maybe I make out with them sometimes, but that's really the extent to it. Until they really want to get themselves out of that box, I am happy just being your friend, and we can make out sometimes, but that's about it. But I also think that when you put someone in the friendship box, it allows you to slow the process down, because you're not thinking 5 steps ahead of where they're currently at. Men go from like 0 to 100. Women go from 100 to 0. Like, we move at opposite paces. So when you're when you first meet a man, the natural and normal thing for a woman to do is think about the wedding, think about the kids, think about your future, think about the white picket fence. The more that you think about that, you hold on to the idea of this person who's not even meant for you. So instead of putting him in the husband box when he hasn't even showed you that he's husband material, take him off that pedestal. He's just a person. Do you even like him as a person? Let's start there. Foundation. Do you like him? Can you communicate? Is he someone that you would actually be friends with? Is he someone that you would talk to on the day-to-day? If not, chances are that spark, that crazy connection that you're feeling is probably just your anxiety acting up. It's your nervous system responding to the danger that it might be put at. It's the butterflies that you're feeling that are really the red flags. Start seeing them for an actual person. I love dating like this. Can I really be friends with this person? Do I even want to hang out with them just as a friend? Take the romance out of it. Take the even making out of it. Take all the lovey-dovey-ness out of it. Take all the potential that you think this man has out of it. As a person, as he is today, if nothing ever changed, would you like him as a person? Just a person. Would you want your friends, your family to be friends with this person? But anyway, I think a friendship is the foundation to any relationship. If you can't laugh with them, if you can't have fun with them, if you can't joke around and shoot the shit with someone, how do you expect to spend the rest of your life with this person? So if you already have a friendship that you're like, maybe, I don't know, like, should we test it out? Should we just stay friends? To me, I think it's, if you are questioning it and you want to know, why not be vulnerable? Why not open yourself up? And let's talk about breaking through that friend zone box. I think making light of the situation, just to kind of gauge where they're at. If you're unsure of where they're at, instead of being so open and vulnerable, like, it's scary. You can also face that little bit of rejection from someone that you really do care about. You make light of it and you kind of make a joke. You kind of gauge where this other person is at. But saying something like, wouldn't it be funny if like we dated, or like, wouldn't it be funny if we like made out, or whatever the case is, make light of the situation. If this person's like, absolutely not, just please stop it, then you kind of have your answer right there, that maybe they're not as interested, or maybe they're not as bought in than you think they are. Or if they're kind of open to the idea, you kind of get a gauge, and maybe later on you can speak up and actually say something about it. But again, alcohol does help. Just saying, not that you need it. For me in the past, it's definitely worked. And then what if they shut you? What if you are vulnerable with this person and then they end up shutting you down? Like, what do you do in that situation? Because that rejection that you're facing from someone that you really do care about, this person's a friend, obviously you care about them in a potential romantic situation. So what do you do when you're faced with that rejection? Life is going to go on. It's probably going to get buried. If this friendship that you speak of is really a strong friendship, then it'll get past that awkward phase. But if this person's like, I can't believe, like, absolutely not, and then they end up pushing you away, that person was never meant to be in your life regardless. And maybe that's just life's way of redirecting you into something else that is going to fit your life so much better. And realistically, if that's not your person, or if that's not someone who's meant to be in your life, there's someone on the other side of that that will make so much more sense. And yes, it hurts in the moment, but think about it future wise. If this person was blocking your energy from meeting your actual person, and you were hung up on the idea of dating your friend, that you're like, this could happen, this should happen, and then finally you do it and then they rejected you. I think that's life's way of saying, this person was never meant for you. We're removing them. Rejection is redirection into the right person. Sometimes you have to clear the energy of people that you're hung up on in order to attract what's actually meant for you. Maybe life was just getting rid of this person from your life so that you can meet the person that's meant to be in your life. And yes, it sucks. It's rejection. Like, no one wants to face rejection. You experience rejection the more that you're able to handle it. One, it develops a trust within yourself. Like, I've gotten through this before. I can do it again. It's fine. It is what it is. That doesn't mean I'm not lovable. It doesn't mean that I'm not enough. It just means that this person wasn't it for me, and that's fine. But what's actually meant for me is on its way, and I'm open and I'm ready to receive it. I also think the more that you experience rejection, the more you appreciate what's actually meant for you. When you are faced with no after no after no. It's like the same thing with sales. Like with any sales job, if you're vulnerable enough to put yourself in a sales position, you know you're going to get rejected at some point, and it's going to be a lot. But when you finally get that yes, it's like, I worked hard for this. I put in the time, I put in the effort. My efforts are being now rewarded. And you put the time, and in the context of dating someone or putting yourself out there, decided to be vulnerable with people, you got rejected from it. So, and now life is rewarding you with someone who's equally as open and vulnerable with you. Honestly, if you're thinking about, should my friendship turn into something more? Personally, I say go for it. Why not? The dating market sucks anyway. So if you find someone that you actually enjoy their company, why not try it out? And if this person wasn't meant for you, you will know. And life will redirect you. Go for it. Make the bold move. I'm all about like, you only live once. And if you have this desire on your heart, go for it. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be you have this desire to go to Africa. Make it happen. I don't know why that came to my head, but if you have that desire, or leave it in the comments. Hopefully I gave you that a little bit of push that you needed. But that is it for this week's episode. It kind of was a shorter one this week. I will see you all next Tuesday.